leveling only in Dungeoneering. Your first large dungeon floor. So, now that you've done the medium floors, you've gotten all the achievements, you could climb down the dungeon, form a party. Then you want to run a large dungeon. This will give you the most resources and the most experience. Once you get in, go bind with the trader. Go and add your armor pieces, your chest pieces, because now that you're level 20 Dungeoneering, you could bind 2 pieces. So take your weapons and armor. You're going to be leveling range in this dungeon. You just keep going. Don't forget your feathers. Come back and buy 100 feathers. Buy 100 feathers just in case there's any fishing spots. Then you'll be able to fish from them. Now, right click on your Ring of Kinship, go to Customize, and make sure it's on a Gatherer. Upgrade Gatherer if you can. This will help you gather more resources, which will give you more money to level up more skills. Confirm, make sure it's in use. So you can't upgrade it again yet. Cancel. Now, these snakos, you can catch them. They're for a hunting experience. If you create a tangle gum trap, and then if you lay the trap, then eventually he'll run into the trap. And then you can collect it for hunting experience. They give 55 hunting experience each. So if you trap 2 of them, then you get to Hunter level 2. Essentially, this is how you're going to be leveling Hunter in Dungeoneering. Once you get to level 10, then you can catch the other ones as well. And Divination. If you find any pale wisps, harvest them. Then turn them into experience. Level 4. Farming. You can get to level 3 farming. And if you any salve needles you find, harvest them. You'll get to level 4 farming. Then fishing. Also, you got to level 10 fishing. Now you can actually catch new types of fish. Continue run through. Once you get to level 10 range, then you could actually use a new bow. So you're gonna have to make yourself a new bow at some point. And level 20 cooking. When you return back home, fletch all of your tungle guams into staffs, then sell them. Then smith all of your ores. You'll get level 19 smithing. Smith them into arrowheads. Sell the arrowheads. Now make a seeping elm shortbow and make a seeping elm wand. These will be your level 10 weapons. Use the bowstring and string the bow. Now get rid of your level 1 bow and bind your new bow. Put in the new slot. Right click. Bind your seeping elm bow. Bind setup. Drag the new bow to your bind setup. Take your new bow bind setup. Seeping elm wand. Bind the seeping elm wand. Now go craft any salve needles that you have collected. This will bring you to level 4 crafting. And then buy some threads. Buy 100 threads. Craft any salve hoods. This will bring you to level 5 crafting. Stop crafting. Then craft salve hoods. This will bring you to level 6 crafting. Then go back and spin anymore. Now you can craft the row bottoms. Craft salve row bottoms. This will bring you to level 7 crafting. Sell all of them. Craft any runes you can craft. This will bring you to level 2 rune crafting. Now right click and spend all of your money on proto-mastic hides. Right click on your ring of kinship, go to skilling. If you can, go to artisan, upgrade it, costs 135 tokens. This will give you a 20% chance to save resources when crafting anything that takes more than 3 resources, it seems. So if you click craft the proto leather chaps. This will bring you to level 8 crafting. Oh, level 8 crafting. and then straight to level 10 crafting. So these things level you up. Now you can start crafting proto leather bodies. Craft as many as you can. This will bring you all the way to level, what level does it bring you up to? 12, 14? All the way to level 14 crafting. Sell all of your proto leather chaps. Sell all of your proto leather bodies. Buy more proto leather hides, clothes. Craft as many proto leather bodies as you can. This will bring you to crafting level 18. So just continue selling leather bodies and crafting more. Continue selling and crafting. This will be level 19 crafting. If you continue doing this, you'll be level 20 crafting. So now you're already level 20 crafting. It's just insane. Go defeat the boss of the dungeon. After you've spent all your money on resources and leveled everything up, go kill the dungeon boss, and then go exit the dungeon. You're all done here. So, you've completed everything, and because it was a large dungeon, you got the most experience you could for the floor. You've gone up how many dungeon levels? Oh no, 11 dungeoneering? You just advanced 7 dungeoneering levels. Now you're dungeoneering level 30. 20. You can't even read the things. But as soon as you're done the dungeon, go to your gatherer ring, right click it, upgrade your gathering ring. This will help you gather more resources. Switch to gathering. There you go, there's your first large dungeon. Now you're level 30 dungeoneering. Your second large dungeon floor. So now that you've done your first large dungeon, now you can do a second large dungeon. Click to enter the dungeon, form a party, then make a second large dungeon. Select a large dungeon, enter the dungeon. Now, if there's a key on the ground, pick up the key, and then basically run through the dungeon. Go to your bind setup. You're not going to be leveling range anymore. Range is already level 10. Now you're going to be leveling magic. So take your magic bind setup. Now you're going to have to go to your spell book and bind a spell. So you open your spell book, right click, and say set a main hand and offhand. Or you could just left click it and set it like that, I guess. Or you could right click and say auto cast. But now that you're ready to do mage, start completing the dungeon just like the other floors. Now mine everything, right? Mine all the resources. You just got to level 11 mining, and then make sure that your ring is set to gatherer. Just make sure it's in use. See if you could upgrade the ring after every dungeon. If you can't, just make sure that it's set to gatherer. Now return home, buy your 50 feathers, don't forget about them. Once you level up magic further, you can set water blast, auto cast. Now once you get to level 9 magic, now you can auto cast earth blast. So just be sure to be upgrading your mage spells as you unlock them. And the boss at the end of this dungeon, she's pretty difficult. She killed us twice. We brought a full inventory of food the second time. So if you get killed by her, do not worry. You're just going to lose some dungeoneering experience, but eventually you do defeat her. And then you'll be able to level up your smithing. You're going to be wanting to make new arrowheads. So I believe we make the Bathius arrowheads. You're going to have to get some Tanglegrum branches, make some arrow shafts, and then get some feathers and arrow shafts to make headless arrows. You could click to attach and press the spacebar to speed things up. Then you want to make Bathius arrows. You want to make 125, at least 125. Then you want to destroy your Novite arrows. Those are the tier 1 arrows. Then you want to bind the Bathius arrows. Those are the tier 2 arrows. Now equip the arrows. Perfect. Now what do we do? Right click on your ring of kinship. Go to skiller. Switch to artisan because you're done the dungeon. You're going to be crafting, so trade with him. Essentially, after you've done crafting everything, just buy a whole bunch of threads. I think we're going to be leveling crafting this floor, so buy as many proto-strakes hides as you can, and then spin all of these salve leaves that you have collected. Make salve robe tops with them. And then if you can, make more salve robe tops or salve robe bottom. This will bring you to 21 crafting. Now, craft all of the proto leather bodies. This will bring your crafting up even further, 23, all the way to level 25, all the way to level 23 crafting. Now, try to craft another body, and then trade with the smuggler. Sell him everything that you have made. Now, buy some more proto leathers. Now, make some more proto leather bodies. This will increase your crafting even further, up to level 24. Now, sell the remaining bodies and keep doing that until you run out of money. End the dungeon. This will bring you all the way to Dungeoneering level. You go to floor 9 now. Brings you all the way to Dungeoneering level 32. So you gained 2 Dungeoneering levels. Now, at the beginning of next dungeon, right click your ring. Go to Customize. Go to Skiller. Go to Gatherer. Switch to make sure that you're on Gatherer. Then see if you can upgrade the ring. If you can't, then check at the end of next dungeon. Your third large dungeon floor. So now that you've run your second large dungeon, now it's time for your third large dungeon. You're going to get a lot done in here like usual. So you already did magic, right? Or we're doing magic this time. So let's go trade the vendor. Make sure you buy your feathers just in case you find any fish out there. Now, as soon as you attack a few enemies, you should get to level 10 magic. Once you get to level 10 magic, then you could use new types of magics, right? So you go home and then I think we made new wands, right? You could put your new wand and the offhand, we made that. I don't think I recorded it, right? So you just make the offhand level 10 weapons, you would craft it, and then you would bind your new ones, you would destroy the old level 1 weapons. You would destroy both of them, drag them to the garbage can, destroy them. Now you have a new bind set up with your level 10 magic equipment. Now go back to melee. So we're trying to keep all of your stats around the same, right? You want to do level 10 melee stats, level 10 range, level 10 magic. Now we're going to be doing melee, so do your melee loadout. Once you arrive at the boss, defeat the boss. This one was pretty easy, he was just a level 1, so if they're at level 1, they just fall really quick. Now that he has been destroyed, you can return home. You should have cleared all the places to get resources, get all of your cooking levels. Basically, if you go mine everything, all the trees that you cut, if you fletch all the trees into staffs, just fletch all the trees you get into staffs, and then that'll give you all the fletching levels. Then you sell the staffs to the vendor for gold to buy more resources. So there's 23 fletching. So you go trade, sell. Now right click your ring, set it to artisan, so that when you're creating items, buy as many proto-domestic hides as you can. Create proto-leather bodies. Now you're just trying to get your crafting up to level 28, I believe. Now you are 26 crafting. Now you are 29 crafting. So just buying these and then creating them and then selling. You're going to want to create some new body armor for yourself, right? Paraleather body. You need 5 pieces of paraleather to make 1 paraleather body. Now right click the paraleather body. Bind the paraleather body. Go to bind setup. Now you want to destroy your level 1 ranged armor. You don't need that anymore. Put your level 10 ranged armor into your bind setup. Perfect. Now you have a better ranged armors. Now go to your ring, right click, set it back to gatherer. because you're ending the dungeon, make sure you set it to gather every time so that when you start the dungeon, if you're gathering a whole bunch, you're like, oh no, we forgot to set it to gatherer. So end the dungeon. There is another dungeoneering floor done. Now your dungeoneering level 35.